I wanted to get on here. Let me get all my screen up while we're talking. Make sure it's all kosher. Let's see. Oh, good. I am there. I wanted to make sure my volume was off. Because sometimes, I've done that where I'm, like talking and then you hear the echo. So I wanted to get on here for a second. I wanted to tell you a quick minute about this month is still our celebration. And celebration is when you spend a minimum of $50 on anything you want, and you get a free item. And then if you spend $100, you get a different kind of item that you can qualify for, or you can get two of the, if you spend a minimum of $50, you'll get some kind of really cool free item. They have paper that's stunning. They also have this really adorable penguin paper that I'm in love with. The Christmas paper is really pretty. They also have some glitter paper, some different things that that you can do. They also have stamp sets in the $50 level, and at the $100 level they had a different kind of thing. I think there was some dies and some different stamp sets that are more elaborate. So of course they were in a higher level. Then the other thing I wanted to remind you guys of is that there is a special going on this month. If you want to join my team, and joining my team means that you're, we have crafting events. You also can choose to sell it. I kind of looking at joining my team as like getting a Costco membership. You get, for $99, you get $125 worth of product first. The other bonus that they're giving just this month until September 30th is a free bundle. And the bundles are like $50 to $60, many of them. And so that means it has a stamp set and dies, or it has a stamp set and a punch. Then they also give you free shipping, and they give you business supplies if you want to turn it into a business. I didn't do that when I signed up. I actually just liked having the discount. So that's why I saw it as like a Costco membership. I just wanted the discount, and I was perfectly happy with getting my discount, getting my products. My friends and I would sometimes get together so I could help meet the minimum and keep my discount. That's it. And between me and them, we managed to always meet my minimum. And so it's awesome. And I love it. In addition, my favorite part of joining my team is that we get together every month. We get to have little crafting meetings. Also, there's a group above us, Candy's group. She's my upline. She has monthly meetings as well, and that's also fun. And we do little crafting things together. We do retreats. We do other fun things together too. So there's a variety of different things that happen when you join my team. And I'm just putting that out there. Joining my team again, like I said, reminds me a little bit of like getting your Costco membership, because when I have my Costco membership, I get a discount on everything. I get exclusive products. I also can get early access to things that might not be available to other people at the same time. And then you have the crafting community part, which is what I love. I have all these friends that craft with me, and I love it. And I have so much fun. And I've been doing it for years. It's only been the last 2 years that I decided I wanted to sell it and do more videos and stuff like that on YouTube and stuff. Other than that, I never did it before. I just wanted my discount, and I was happy as a clam. And so for me, I wanted it to be more. But I also have plenty of my friends in my crafting group. They don't do anything more with it than just that. So I just want to put that out there. If you're interested, contact me, or you can go to fabulousstamper.com and choose join my team. And you can sign up that way. The bundle, and even if, by the way, if you don't want to continue, if you sign up and you just want the free stuff, you can sign up right now. Spend $99, you get $125 worth of product, you get the $60 bonus, or it's not bonus, the bundle is anywhere between 40 and 60 bucks usually, and that includes a stamp set and the dies. So that's like $160, $170 worth of stuff that you get for $99. And then if you don't want to do anything more and you don't want to continue and you want to give it up, that's totally fine too. It's totally up to you. No pressure. But you can try it. If you want to try it, let me know, and you can join my team. I just want to put that out there because I really just, you know, want to share how I joined. That's how I joined, is that I wanted to do that. And that was it. I wanted the discount. I wanted to have our little crafting meetings. I wanted all the bonus stuff that I got when I signed up. And that's about it. That's all I wanted. And I never did anything else other than meet my minimum. And I continued with that until now. And just until recently, like within the last, 2 years, then I started to do a little bit more and have little classes and stuff. But other than that, no. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, throw that out there. Huge bonus for this month if you want to join my team. If you don't, that's okay too. I love it that you watch my videos and tune in. Don't forget, if you share my video, I'll put you in, comment and share. I'll put you in for the drawing for the products we make, or the items that we make today. So today we're going to do a little thing with Clever Cat again, which was this cute stamp set that we did last time. Let's see if it comes out the right way for you guys. I'm not sure if it's going to show, but I absolutely love this stamp set. It is the best, and I can't get enough of it. So we're going to do a little bit with the Clever Cats. Obviously, I'm in love with it because I'm a cat person. And that's it. I've got a couple products to show you, and so a couple items to show you on how I do a couple things, and I'm excited about it. So, all right, so let's get started. Okay. All right, so we're up a little bit higher today because I want to show you my mini Stampin' Cut and Boss. Oh, and by the way, this Stamp Cut and Boss is $60. So if you wanted to buy this machine and the other $30 with this machine, you could, you know, that would be towards that $99. And then you could get the free $25 free and the bundle on top and the whole deal. So what I did was I showed you these dies before. I can't get enough of these dies. These are called the Tasteful Label dies, okay? And I put the magnet on here. This doesn't come with a magnet, but I did that so I wouldn't lose any of my pieces. Let me move this over so you can see them all. I did this so I wouldn't lose any of my pieces. And it has these great stitched labels, and it leaves this great stitched edging, as well as these are the beveled labels. A little beveled edge to them, you know, or this is a beveled edge. This is like a little crisscross edge, but such cute edging to these. So today I wanted to use this edge, and I think I have a sample. And you can see it has a slight beveled edge around the side when you look at it. It just adds a little bit of texture when you're stamping. And so just that little beveled edge is all you need sometimes on an item. And so let me go ahead and roll this through. I'm doing it backwards so that you can see it. So you put down the white plate, you put down the next plate, and this is called the Mini Stamp Cut and Boss. And you look at my hands, so you see it's small. It's about the size of it's not even the size of a toaster. It's really small. It's like just a real small deal. Like here's my hand, so it's only as wide as my hand, and it's only as tall as my hand. So it's really a small little machine. It folds up. Let me show you. So let me go ahead and cut my piece. I push this in. I make my little sandwich, and I push this in, and it shows me which ones I need to put with the numbers. That's the other thing I like. It shows me that this one is first. All the directions to how to use it are on the plates, which is my favorite thing about it. So you see the directions on how to place everything is here. And also if I wanted to do an embossing folder, they give me a different one. And embossing, this one's, yeah, these are for the embossing folders. Okay, and so if I had those, I could do that too. Today we're just going to use this one. But I love that there's the instructions. So there we go. I ran it through, and you can see it just slides right out. It slides right off. And I love that this is so small. If you guys have tuned in before, I live in a little apartment, just a one-bedroom apartment with my 3 cats. Oh, and this is my favorite thing about it. It folds up like this. The only thing that sticks out is this handle. And so that's it. So then I can set this aside on my desk. Like I said, it's so small. I have it on my desk just next to my laptop. I don't even have to like hide it away. My other one was so bulky, but this one is so perfect and small. Now granted, it only makes the small dies, but I don't really use a lot of the bigger dies, so this is perfect for me. And so I love that it's so small and handy, and I can carry it, and it's not like a big, I can carry it, and it's not a big problem or anything. So, right, there we go. I want to move that up, tape that down. Let's see, where is it? There it is. So I got my little piece from my die cut. So again, that's the mini stamp cut emboss machine, and I just can't get enough of it. It's so stinking awesome, and I love how small it is and useful it is. They really thought about it when they were designing it. So I'm going to put my little die back just so I don't lose it. Now, even if you lose your die, on the back of them, there was usually a number, but I guess not on this one. I thought there were dies. I thought there were numbers on the back of them, but I could be wrong. We'll change that. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp on here. We're going to make like a little tag is what I wanted us to make today. So let me go ahead and take my black. Take my black. And I'm going to, oh, it needs a little bit more. That's right. I meant to ink up my black and I forgot. Oh, I'm going to need my little pad. There was my pad. Oh, the other thing you get when you join a team is they sign you up for, you get signed up for the possibility of, like, when you host a class, when you join Stampin' Up, you can always be the host. So you get to earn all the rewards. So whenever I have a class and people buy things from my class, I get all the bonus stuff for it. I think I'm going to put it down here near the bottom. Okay, put the little black jack-o'-lantern down there. I get all the bonus rewards for it. That's the other good thing about having, about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is you get all these bonus things. Sorry, it's hard for me to stamp upside down, so please forgive me as I stamp. I want to make sure it looks clean when I'm showing you guys. So, and if I'm going to send it to you, I want it to look good. Oh, I got it right on the money. Now, I did show you last week, if you are a little bit too high, if you have a gap between the pumpkin and the cat, just take your little black Stampin' Write marker and you color in right here in this gap, right here. That's all I would do if it were me. Okay, luckily I made it right on the money that time. So I'm done with that black ink for now. And I'm actually going to use Calypso Coral instead of Pumpkin Pie. I know it's a jack-o'-lantern, but for some reason, I wanted to use this ribbon here. This is called the Blushing Bride ribbon. It's in the new catalog. It's, and as you can see, it's not pink. It's a peachy color. It's sort of pink, but it actually is more of a peachy kind of color. They will blush, obviously it's a blush. And I wanted to use this with this cat, and I was trying to figure out how to do it. And so my solution was to use the coral. And as you can see, let me show you, like I always tell you, I like to do a little sample if I need to. So here, I've got my coral. This is the full strength coral, and this is the pumpkin pie. And as you can see, when I take my ribbon, I stamped these out, and I took my ribbon and I kind of put them together to see, okay, do I want that one or do I want that one? Well, I definitely want this lighter coral because it's orange, but it's not totally orange. And as you know, coral, the color coral is kind of a funny color. It's not exactly pink, and it's not exactly red, and it's not exactly orange. It's all just kind of mixed in. And so, all right. All right, so let me go ahead and stamp this up. What I'm going to do in order to get that lighter color, oops, I might need to clean this off. Let me see. No, okay. It just looked funny. I think there's something on it. There is. Let me clean that off. There's something on it. Give me a sec. There's a little like piece of lint or something on it that I need to get off. Sometimes it just gets stuck. Okay, so let me ink that up again. So I'm going to dry it off. Usually to dry it off, I'll just stamp it on my white paper, clean paper, and it'll dry it off just enough. Okay, so then I'm going to take my coral. and I'm going to stamp it on my scrap. That way I can get my lighter color, so then I move it over here to stamp my pumpkin. Now, this does not fill the whole jack-o'-lantern. That is the intention. It's left with the intention of leaving some of it discolored. And so I'm going to stamp it one more time just above. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to risk it. Let's see. No. No. It's meant to leave some of it dry. Let me see if that worked. Ah, no, it didn't. Well, it colored it just slightly. They intentionally didn't want it completely full. They wanted it partially left. So what I did is I stamped the second strength here, and you probably can't even see it. It's a slight peach off to the side because I stamped it again to try and just fill in that blank area. So it's very light, very light. And so it's not intended to cover, and I think it's so it can make the shape of the pumpkin more round with that shading. So there we go. There's my little pumpkin, and then I wasn't sure what I wanted for the stamp set. Let's see, we have a perfect Halloween. My tail says it's twitching hour. Well, there's no tail, so we won't do that one. Really, I've been cute, this cute all 9 lives. I think, let's see, we can see which one fits. Do I want that one? Because does that one fit? It does, but I wanted to put like some of the bats. I think I'm going to have a perfect Halloween. I think I'm going to do that. Okay. And remember, feel free to comment, you guys. I'm just talking to myself here, so I appreciate it when you guys comment and share, because that helps me a lot. Because 1, it helps me know that you're watching, and 2, I know that, oh, I'm going to do that too. And I also know that I can also put you in for the drawing for the items. So I'm also using a gray ribbon, so I actually am going to see what it looks like to stamp it twice and get the gray. I think I'm going to do that. Let's see, maybe not. No, I want it black. Have a perfect Halloween is what we're going to do. And then I have these cute little bats I want to put around the cat. I've got a tiny bat. It's like the tiniest little bat. And I thought it would be fun to stamp him around the other parts. Because he's just so cute. I forgot my blocks. Sorry, guys. I keep all my blocks in this tiny lunchbox from Disneyland. I think it had popcorn in it or candy in it or something when I got it. It's so cute. All right, let's get our black. Or maybe we'll make them gray. I think we'll make my bats gray. I didn't want the Halloween gray. Yeah, I'll make my bat gray because we have a gray ribbon. Okay, and I'll put a little bat here. And I'll put a little bat here. And then the last thing I want to put on here before I attach it is I have these little stars, or we'll put that on at the very end. Okay, so there's my little tag for now. Then what I did is I wanted to use the tag, oh gosh, I think it's called the detailed tag punch. So I'm gonna, it's like a little gift tag, but I was also gonna show you how you can use it on a card too. I don't know if we'll have the time, but we'll try. All right, punch, and it gives this nice edge. And I'm gonna do a punch, and it gives a nice edge, okay? And then I'm going to take my tailored tag punch, and this will do a nice little ending. So you see it cuts off the bottom and makes a flag. All right, so it makes a little flag to the bottom. And I want a little flag underneath. This is a little bit, it's 2 inches wide. This little piece is 2 inches wide. That's the maximum you can fit in this punch. But you can make it smaller on both of them. You can see you can have a 1 inch, 1.5 inch. You could even have a 1/4 inch if you wanted. It's kind of tricky to get them in there, but you can layer them in different ways. Okay, so put my punches aside. Let's see, and I wanted the black first. Oh, good. I wanted to make sure that there was a nice chunk of the coral underneath. And then we're going to be attaching it here. All right, I liked just this look. And then we're going to add the ribbon. So let me attach my little tag, and we'll add some little, I have a couple other things we can add to this little bad boy. And so we'll add them across the middle. I love this tag. I just had an idea that I wanted a tag. We're going to be doing some more tags for another project at the very end of our 13 projects of Halloween. And so we got one more that we're going to do. And so let me go ahead and put this bad boy on. Okay, so cute. And you see how having the dimension of that tag is so much cooler than just having some plain strip of cardstock. That tag and even the detailed beveled edge, as you can see, adds just a little something, adds just a little bit of something to make it cool, you know? And so, all right, let's get that. And I'm going to take my my Blushing Bride ribbon. I'm going to push that through. Oh, I don't have my scissors with me. I'll have to use some others. Hopefully I'll get a good clean cut. And I'm going to run this one through. And I think I'm going to run it about like that. This could be almost like a bookmark if you wanted. And I'm going to run this one through. Oh, I might have needed to do them all at once. We'll see. There we go. Run that one through. And I wanted to run this little black organdy one through. So we've got 3 little types of ribbon running through, but that's okay. I probably should have run them in all at one time. I didn't really think about that, but oh well. All right, there we go. They all pull through. Now, you're not going to be able to tie them. Yeah, let me snip these off. You're not going to be able to like tie them in a traditional way through the top, but you can. Let me cut this off. Okay, cut this one off. And I'm going to trim them. Just give me a sec. These are not the scissors I should be using, but they're all I have handy. So instead of doing a traditional, like tie this in a knot at the top, and it'll likely rip the tag, I'm going to take my white baker's twine. And I learned this from my friend Darlene. She's a great crafter. I like having this like variety of these little tags at the top, and we can trim them up here in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a little knot, and then I'm going to tie a bow so that it looks super cute and adorable. All right, so there we go. I'm doing it backwards is the problem, to show you. Okay, so I'm going to tie that down, and I'm actually going to tie a knot and then tie my bow because it tends to slip away if I don't. Okay, so let's pull that tight and then pull my knot. There we go. Now I can tie my bow. All right, so all right, let me put this one, put it through, and then I'll cut it, just so I don't waste too much twine. You know, but some people don't like to use the end. I like leaving it like that so that I don't waste as much twine. My friend Arlene taught me this because, you know, sometimes you can't fold the ribbon back through because it's too stiff a ribbon or thick of a ribbon. And this is a thinner, nicer ribbon. And so it's a little bit different. Okay. And so here we go. Done. So now I have a cute little bow holding all my cute little pieces on the top. Okay. Then I also had these adorable, yeah, these will work, stars. They're adhesive stars that came with, they come in black, purple, and orange, and they're in the catalog as well. This is a little sample. I'm actually going to use, I think, some of these orange ones. I don't think I want to use the purple. Maybe that adds a little something. I don't want to use the black for sure. What do you think? Should I use purple or orange? I'm kind of, because the purple is kind of like a plum because it's iridescent. It's not a traditional over-the-top purple. I don't know. Let's see. I don't see any comments. So if you guys are commenting, I can't see it for some reason, but maybe I will. No, nothing yet. Okay. I think I'm going to add these purple ones instead. And they're adhesive stars. Again, you can get everything you need at FabulousStamper.com, and you can use this host code. And remember, any order that you make during the month of September, if you make a $50 order, you'll get a bonus. If you order from me, because it's my birthday, I will be sending every order. I think it was every order. Any order that I had, I was going to send out a little gift, I think. So I forget what I had sent out, but because it's my birthday, might as well give you guys some gifts too. So you can order using this host code, please. I appreciate it. FabulousStamper.com, and this is the host code, and you click shop, and then you put in this host code. So you can pick any of that up. So then the other thing I wanted to try is I wanted to do the same thing, but I wanted to make it where I could add it to the front of a card, okay? I wanted to add it to the front of a card. I think maybe we'll do it like this, but it might just be too long. See, I was thinking if it was this one, and the ribbon is maybe a little too much. I'll have to think on that. Maybe I'll design it and then design a different one, because I thought it would be cool to have a little tag on a card, but this might be just a little bit too big. We might have to just go with adding some ribbon behind it. So we'll try it and see. So I have a little piece here, a tag here. It's too long, and so we need to stamp our cat again and put our little piece on, okay? But I want to add that cool ribbon coming out the top, so we need to shorten our tag, or we need to change the angle of the cat so that we could get it on there just right. We definitely need to shorten our tag. So let's shorten our tag first. I just like the idea of putting tags on cards because it's kind of a fun alternative. I need to make it shorter than that. Than the traditional. Let's see if that's big enough. Well, you know what I could do? I could do it like that. If we make this much shorter, I could do it like that. And then the stuff can come off the side. We could definitely do that. I think we'll do that. We'll turn it sideways, do the similar type of thing, but do it sideways. That sounds cute. We'll do that. I was trying to figure out how to do such a large tag on here. So we'll make this a little bit shorter. Remember, this is only 2 inches wide. And I want to say it was about 5 inches long, but then when you trim down, it's hard to measure. And so there we go. And then we'll add the ribbon through here. And that way you're still getting, might actually even be a little bit smaller. We'll see. We'll play with it and see how we feel. Yeah, so let's stamp our cat again. We'll stamp it sideways though. Okay. We'll stamp it sideways to get what we want. And then that was a quick little tag. I like that tag. Okay, we'll stamp our, I need my pad. We'll stamp our little cat again. The coral is so cute with that Blushing Bride. Oh, and I forgot to trim up my tag. I'm going to put him in the bottom here. Then I'm going to put my little cat on the top. I'm going to put my Have a Perfect Halloween, and we'll put the bats on the side. Okay, and where is it? Stamp off and stamp on. And I'll stamp him off and stamp on, okay? And so we'll do that. Now we need to take our Calypso Coral like we had done before. We're going to take the Calypso Coral to be the one to ink up our pumpkin. So instead of using a traditional pumpkin pie, we're going to use coral, which I thought was kind of a fun alternative. And you want to let the black dry a little bit before you put this on, only because, you know, sometimes if you move it around, it'll smudge the black a little. So, and you also don't want to cross over your black into your coral by mistake. All right, so we'll stamp it off, and then we fill the pumpkin like this. Then I moved it again up to the top and filled in that tiny little area with the lightest shade of coral. You can barely even tell it's there, to be honest. And then we'll add our stars. So the tags weren't as hard as I thought they were going to be. I'm going to put another one here. I normally put 3. I think I need one more over here. There we go. And we got to trim up my ribbon here. I just want the edges to have a little crisscross. They don't have to be, I don't want them to be perfectly aligned. I like that they're uneven, but I don't want them to be ugly either. So now these ones I'm going to do backward. Do them the other way. This one a little bit that way, and this one a little bit that way. And so it's okay if they're uneven. I like that they're uneven. I like that kind of look. It looks fun. And so now we'll do the same thing for this little guy. We're going to put him on the card. Okay, so we'll put him on the card like that. It needs to be a touch shorter. I keep using this tailored deck punch to get it shorter and shorter and shorter. I appreciate whoever is watching. Oops. Okay. Let's see. I think I need one more. Let me do one more. I need like a quarter. I think it cuts about, I think that's a quarter. I think. There we go. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted it just a little bit shorter, and then I'll get all of my extra. You know what I might do is I might do it like that. So we'll see. Let's get all of our ribbon, pull that all through the hole, and that way we get all the extra ribbon that I want. And remember, I was trying to do them separately, but it might be wiser to try and feed them through together so that they don't get stuck on each other. I could be wrong. Yep, there we go. I got all 3 through. All right, so we've got that. We don't want it too long because it's going to be on a card, so we don't want to have too much of it. Cut all that off. Okay, so we don't want it too long, but we want it enough to where it's going to be fun. And so we can trim a little bit of off. I don't know if I want it like this. I feel like it needs something else on here. I'm just not sure what. Like this needs something else. Oh, you know what I need to do? I'm going to stamp some bats on here because it's just something about the plain. It's like plain, and then cute, and then this. I think I'm going to stamp some bats on here just to get a little something extra to, and I think I'll use the big bat and the little bat to just fill up the space. I just feel like it needs a little something else so that there's a consistency. And let me get my stamp off. And I'll make them gray like I did on the other one. I don't want them to look too different. Okay. So, I just need a little something on the background. It was just too plain. Okay, and then I'll put one here. Oops, I want to stamp off. Oops, I forget how I did that one. There we go. Now I can stamp off. Yeah, I think that's enough. And then when I put my tag on, you see there's just a little bit more. Oh, I need to put like just a couple more down. I'm stamping a little too quickly, so there's a little edging. Okay, I just wanted to do a little bit of stamping so that I got a little something to make it look a little more patterned, you know, just something else on here. I might even need to add one right there. So I covered up a lot of it, but I just felt like I needed something else. So pardon me if I stamp too much extra. I was trying to think of how I kind of wanted to do it at an angle, and if I did that, then yeah, you only see a little bit of the bats, but still, I just felt like it needed a little something extra there. Do I want it crooked or do I want it straight? I think I want it straight, and we'll have it come down to the bottom. We'll have it 3D because all that ribbon at the top, we got to trim all that off. Alright, so I stamped a lot, but that's okay. So, oh, and we need to tie this with the bow. I forgot. Tie with the twine. I kind of wanted the black on the outside. Let me see if I can twist it around. I want the black on the outside, not the pink. There we go. So I just twisted it around so that I had the black on the outside. I want the blushing bride, but I just want it to be a little more background. All right, so then we tie this in a little knot. Okay, not too tight because you can't. It's hard to scrunch you don't want to scrunch the ribbon too much because then it'll look funky and rip your paper. There we go. And so now I have enough to tie my little bow. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. That off. And we'll make this 3D and we'll trim that a little more. We have to put some dimensionals on the back of this. You could try and put some white glue. Oops, I grabbed several there. You can try and put some white glue, but because that ribbon is so thick, you're gonna really struggle to get it to stay down. It'll continue to pop up. And so I'm going to go ahead and use dimensionals and make this 3D. And I actually am probably going to make the other one 3D too, the little cat 3D. Let's see how it looks once I get the tag on here. Okay, there you go. Then we'll put this on here, and I want this 3D as well. So we'll put some of these near the center. We don't want to put it on the very edges because you can't stick it down. It'll be past the, it'll be too far past, this one is actually I think a little too far out. It'll be too far past the tag, okay? So we want to make sure it stays near the center with the tag. All right. Okay, so cute. Now let's trim up these little edges here. You gotta make them a little shorter so that it fits in the card. And this one will make like that. Okay, this one I'm gonna do like that. We're gonna do this one opposite. And this last one will be opposite as well. There we go. And so we have this little tag on the top, which we can pull to the side. Oops, get the little scraps off. Pull the tag to the side. Okay, there we go. Now it'll tuck into the card. So we have a real tag for a gift, which I love. Or it could be a bookmark. I mean, technically it could be a cute little bookmark. I love Halloween all year round. Halloween is my absolute favorite. So, so I actually don't have any problems with, I don't have any problems with Halloween year round. And then I have an inside to my card. You know, you always have to have an inside to your black card, otherwise you can't write on it. So on the inside of my card, I think I'll probably just put a couple of the bats, just so that, and I'll make them full strength. I don't think I'm going to do them with the, I think I'll put a couple here. Because they're bats, I want to put them on the upper side. Oh, I made a mess. I think I need to put my pad underneath. I mean, I always like to put the things in the corner, but I don't know if I want the little tiny bats in the corner. Maybe I'll put them in both corners. No, I think the one corner is okay. So we will use our white glue for this one because we gotta put that down. This one, this is the back, remember? So I really hope that this is the correct size, because if it's not, I'm gonna be so. Oh, I got some white glue on the back of my tag. That's why. Oh yeah, good. I thought for a second. Oops, and I almost put it in backward. All right. I thought for a second this might have been too big of a white piece, but it wasn't. Okay, and I'm going to get that off with the Kleenex or something here in a second, and then, as I've shown you guys before, let that dry. Give that a second to dry, and then we'll use. Oops, that's a. I must have had some ink on my finger. So cute, and we'll use my eraser, my glue eraser, on that spot where I'd gotten too much glue. Where it's smushed it. How cute is that? I mean, how cute did those turn out? Now, granted, it's coral. I'm going to turn on this light to see if you can see the coral. Let's see if you can see the coral a little better when I have my super bright hot light. As you can see, it's not exactly pink and it's not exactly orange. It's a coral color. It's hard to tell in the video. It looks orange, but it's actually the coral, Calypso coral. And so I love how this turned out with these little, and look how fun the little lace, the tags are at the top. I love that ribbon. So perfect little tag for a gift or a bookmark or something else. I love things that just are simple without being too over the top, but still have quite a bit to them. Just the ribbon alone, to me, makes them pretty cool. So, well, thanks for tuning in, you guys. I appreciate when you guys watch. I appreciate all that you do. And thanks so much for being so awesome. And, all right, you have a great day. All right, bye-bye.